Hey guys, it's me, Tiffany Parker. Welcome into the Livable Forest. I am so excited that you guys are here. Boofest for the Woodlands was phenomenal. But we're here to talk about the Boofest for Kingwood that is coming up this weekend. And I can tell you right now, it is like 1,000 times easier. 1,000 times easier. Like, we don't even have a fraction of the problems or issues to worry about. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to insert a video. I'm going to insert a video talking about, like, showing you the venue and talking about parking and things like that, guiding the food trucks where they need to go. But other than that, we're going to talk about right now is setup. Setup starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and it ends at 3 p.m. 3:30-ish p.m. Basically, be set up by 4. Like, it doesn't make sense to try to get there at 3:30 and set up and fight all the traffic that's going to be there. You know, it doesn't make any sense to do that. I had people doing that at Boofest, and I was just like, why? Why would you do that? Especially when you didn't have to, because some of them just said they flat out didn't want to come flat out just didn't want to come early, which is fine, but they also struggled with parking. Now, in Kingwood, parking is pretty simple, as you will see in the video. But 8 o'clock is setup time. Breakdown, we start at 8:30, just like we do for all of our events, 30 minutes before the actual event ends, so you guys can start packing up. That's optional. You don't have to. Let's go ahead and address the weather. Weather, it says that it's going to be raining that day, but when I go on to Google weather, because I have an iPhone, when I go to Apple it says 90%, but then when I go to Google weather, it literally says it goes down, which is really odd. It goes down to 70% chances. So I don't really care about the weather up until literally the night, and I'm talking like midnight of, and I look at it, but then it could vastly change. This is Houston, y'all. Y'all already know how it goes. So for all the veterans out there that have been doing markets with me or anybody else, you guys already know when it comes to weather, there's literally nothing anybody can do. It's literally something God has control over, not me, not anybody else. So I've had people ask me, what are we going to do when it rains? What we do at all the markets when it rains, we wait it out. We see, people go to markets all the time in the rain. People came to my markets in the rain. Now, if it starts to storm and stuff and it just gets really bad, we can hold out, but if it just gets really bad, we pack up and go home. Nobody is going to force you to stay outside in the weather, because I'm not staying outside in the weather. If it's storming outside, I'm not staying. So I don't expect you to stay. I did have a question where somebody asked, well, if we decide not to come because it's unsafe, because I did say if it's unsafe, you don't have to come out. I don't know what they define as unsafe. I'm thinking a tornado, flooding, stuff like that. That's unsafe. But if it's just some rain and it's in the morning, if it's raining in the morning at 8 o'clock and you just say, I'm not going to the market, I would kind of like pull it back a bit, only because you might get to 2 o'clock and it clears up, because 90% doesn't mean 90% of the day. It just means 90% chance that it might rain. And it might not even rain out here. It might rain in another part of Houston. They can't tell us what that is either. So with the weather with all that said, my markets are rain or shine. It says it on the vendor market information page, which, by the way, a lot of the questions that you guys do ask, it's on that page. And you guys ask me that even though you guys go through that page to sign up. So always reference back to that page first, see if your question gets answered, and then send it to me. And another thing, when you guys are sending me, when you guys comment on my post or you're commenting on another person's post, I just want to let y'all know that I get every single post comment and I get all the messages. And those who follow me, when I post, you get an automatic notification. Either it's a push in app or an email. Well, you're going to get an email anyway. Notification that I posted, that I commented. So I don't need you to send me a message with the same, like a DM with the same information that you said in the comment that you just sent to me in an email, then send to me in a text, that's very irritating. I'm sure you guys would be irritated if that's how somebody was communicating with you as well. So just comment. I see it all. I literally see it all from my end. What else? Booth lights. Bring booth lights, just like boofest for the Woodlands. It's going to be dark. It's just going to be dark. Bring booth lights. I saw people out there that had literally no lights at the Woodlands Booth Fest, and I'm just still to this day trying to figure out why. It's a night event. Just go get you some Christmas lights, man. Also, bring a generator if you needed to, because not everybody's gonna have access to Jesus, I cannot talk. Not everybody's gonna have access to the electricity. It's first come, first serve. There's not a lot of electricity out there, as you'll see in this video that I'm getting ready to cut to. And also make sure you bring your tape to tape down if you're going to use an extension cord. If you don't have an extension cord, or if you have an extension cord and you are literally in the middle of the park, you can run it through, but I'm telling you right now, you're most likely to get unplugged. So don't do it. I don't recommend it. I recommend you bringing a generator, bringing some type of big battery, like a battery pack to power your lights or whatever. Also for, because if you're gonna do that, you also have to buy the little stakes to stake it down all the way up until you hit the pavement, and then you tape it down. If not, if somebody trips and fall, not only will it pull whatever it is connected to whatever you have set up in your booth, you're liable for it. You're liable for their injury. So just keep that in mind, okay? Also, what else was I gonna say? We talked about setup. Oh, I'm gonna have the numbers out there like I did. Sorry, that's my baby. He's with his dad. I also will have the numbers placed out there like I did for Booth Fest, so you can just go and see exactly where you are. I will have a copy of the map. I'm gonna try to make enough copies, but really you should be able to just pull it up in your app, or in the app. That's why we have the app, so it's ease of access. Just click on the group and look at the map and go to your spot, but the numbers will be out there. If you are going to park on the side of the park, I'm not going to argue with and have that battle with vendors who don't want to park in what I would consider the designated spaces for vendors, which is anywhere besides around the park, because you would like to keep that open for customers, but you have vendors who just don't care. They don't care, and that's fine. But when the traffic isn't what they expected, I always look at them like you took up a parking spot for a potential customer. So, but park where you want to park. In the video, you'll see where you should not park because you will get towed. And let's see, I think that's just about it. Somebody also asked me if they don't show up to this market, will they be penalized? You're not going to get penalized. You're just going to have to pay for your market again. That's just it. You're just going to have to pay for the next market. Also, I'm going to let y'all know right now, because I keep having this problem. Listen, most of the people that have booked this Booth Fest this year have already booked next year's Booth Fest. They've already booked next year's Booth Fest, okay? They've already booked next year's Harvard, Christmas, and I'm getting ready to put the payment availability for booking for the Woodlands Booth Fest, which is going to be October 31st, and we're having one in Kingwood on October 31st. So pick one, get a booth at both, whatever you want to do, but it's going to be lit, okay? But I'm telling you right now, don't wait to book, because I've had a couple of people get upset because they were one of the last people to book, meaning in the last month or two to book. They were placed at the kind of like the end of the park area, right? I assign spots from the moment you book. So if you are spot number 1, it's because you were probably the first person to book that particular market. That's literally it. Second person books, they're number 2. It's easier that way. I know some people want to customize their booking and stuff like that, and I've had that and stuff, but I just want to let y'all know that if you want to be in a particular space or a particular number, you can ask me, hey, how many people have signed up? And I can say, oh, 20 people have signed up. And then they say, well, oh, okay, then you can gauge and see, okay, I'm going to either be in spot number 21 or between 21 and 25 if I book today. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut to this video, and I hope you guys have a good evening. I'll see you Saturday. If you have any more questions for me, comment below this video. Also, really quickly, for those who contribute to the swag, chef's kiss. You guys have really showed out when it comes to the swag items. There's a lot of good stuff in those bags. I'm really excited. The public is really excited. I'm gonna do a reel and show everybody what everybody is putting in there. I think I'm waiting on one more person, but I'll show them separately if they don't get it into me by tomorrow. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so we're at Kingwood Town Center Park. This is the front of the park right here. I'm gonna walk you guys through this venue so you guys can understand the map better, and so you guys can know where the electricity is, which is first come, first serve. Okay. So this is the front of the park where the flagpole is. It's really, really easy to spot. Okay. This is an electricity box right here. I'll have them all open for you guys. If they're not, it looks like this one already came off. Somebody, oh, they left it open. Okay. You'll see there's trash cans. You see there's 4 corners right here, a booth there. There's plenty of space, you guys. Even for those who were concerned that I overbooked, I probably did, but not by much, I could tell you that. But so there's an electricity box here. There's an electricity box right here. There are the other electricity boxes are over there by the light pole. There's one over here. I'm gonna walk you over there. So the other thing about this, the front entrance that I wanted to talk about was the booth spaces. So I know there's many variations of this map because Town Center Association has their own markets and they put out whatever they want as far as their booth spaces go. So I've had people ask me, can they have a booth here? Like put a booth here, which is right here. There's a booth here. And there's booths. You can put a booth here, right here, and face this way. You could put a booth here and face that way. Like, there's so much room, it's ridiculous. I only accounted for 70 vendors, maybe at the most 76, I think, something like that. But you could put way more in here. I just choose to put 70 so I can, because that's pretty, it's not that it's tight, it's just that I didn't want to overcrowd the place because there'll be a lot of people walking and stuff, but really, there's so much room out here. I've had in the past, both sides, obviously, all down, all this has been completely filled. And then I've had vendors who like to be by the food trucks, which, by the way, the food trucks are along this path here and along the other side over there. When I tell you, if you're a food truck, that you're going to be on the left side, I'm talking about that side over there. And if you're on the right side, I'm talking about this side. You cannot park on this walkway here. You can start your truck literally from here on back. If I tell you that you're on the right side in the front, that literally means right here. So don't park in front of this fire hydrant, but you could park right here. And if I tell you you're on the left in the front, over there by that Ford right there, that's where you're parking. Okay? So let's talk about booth lighting. Booth lighting, you need to make sure you have lights. It's just like last year's Booth Fest. It's just like the previous Booth Fest at the Woodlands. We definitely have, it's not the same type of lighting out here. It's actually darker in my opinion. So these lights, as you can see, they're on, and they normally aren't on at this time, but they will be on at night. This is the other electricity box right here. Over there is the stage. Now let's talk about parking. And the reason why it seems like I'm going really fast is because this venue is extremely easy, and it's way smaller than Towns Green Park. So as you can see how everybody's parked here, you can definitely park just like that. But if you're a vendor, I definitely encourage you to park down that street right there. And I think that's been something. I'll walk down there and show you. We have booth along this path right here. I did not put booths on this side, even though I could, which is also a really great entrance place as well for families to come in, because they would park over there by the FedEx and walk through here as well. Let's see what else. Now, if you're wanting to pull up your vehicle and you want to park at the back of the, like if you want to park your big old truck, or you don't want to park in a parking lot, or if you don't want to park over here, pull your truck up through here. There's a ramp right there. They installed it for this reason in particular. Pull it up through here and park it. Park it. There's so many places you could park it. I wouldn't park it over there though. Don't park it over there. Let's see. Porta potty. That's not our porta potty. Ours would be back here somewhere out the way. So somebody asked me, I think it was Terry, how many vendors I could actually fit in this park. I could fit a lot. I could fit almost 100 vendors just on the green alone. I just choose not to. But this is Ben's Branch. You could park down there. You could park all right here. You could literally park anywhere. Just be mindful that if customers have to fight for parking to be next to the park, to be at the park, you could lose potential foot traffic and sales. So just keep that in mind. I've had vendors all back here before. All on the side. I could tell you, let me show you where the pumpkin patch is. Another thing is, I believe there is, I gotta check, I'm gonna verify, but at the top of the light poles, those are plugs up there. But I have to verify that, but I believe those are plugs. And as you can see, that's the electricity box right there. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. You see how far the electricity box is from here to the venue? Bring you a generator, bring you a battery, or bring you one hell of an extension cord. Make sure you tape it down. Make sure you stake it down if you can. But really on these pathways, make sure you are taping it down with duct tape. Now, I usually set my pumpkin patch up in this area, but you know, this area is so big, a pumpkin patch is not gonna be this big. I can tell you that right now. But it's just a little place where people can kind of take pictures or whatever, kind of similar to the boofest, okay? And that's if I even do the pumpkin patch there. I have to really see, because we're packed out. But Tomahawk will be, they'll probably come up through here and be like right along here, somewhere in this area. I've had vendors, I know I have vendors all this way on both sides. I've had vendors, when I tell you, boofest gets so packed, it's like the Woodlands but smaller scale, meaning like the park is just smaller. It's the same type of crowd. It's packed in and stuff like that. There's lots of children. Make sure y'all have candy, by the way. I cannot stress enough. Y'all even said, some of y'all already said that y'all ran out of candy the first half of the event. But yeah, this is this space right here. I don't know if they're gonna cut the grass before the weekend. Hopefully they do, but if not, that's fine. This is the venue, this is the stage. We do have performances that day as well too. We'll have booths pretty much all the way up to the front up here. Families do gather. I can tell you right now, they do gather when the kids come. This whole area, even though there's going to be booths alongside here, I could tell you straight up here, straight down the middle, it's all open. So you will have a lot of people in between, which is for people to come. They just, a lot of them try to cross through. Like that's where on the map where it says, where it shows no, what is it? It doesn't show anybody in between, like it's 17 to 18, there's a gap. It's so people can cross over. However, I have only one of those spaces, I believe, of it that are open like that. But if not, if people wanted to go straight down the middle, basically in between the booths, so they could sit and watch the performance, that will be this whole little section straight down the middle. And then this section will be open. It's going to be kind of a tight squeeze, but it also works out in the end. At the end of the day, it works out. I don't think anybody should be worried about anything. As far as if there's people, like I sold out my booth spaces, but walking this park and knowing the type of traffic we do get here, and I understand the space, I could add, you know, more booth spaces. Like I said, when you guys look at the map, you guys don't see the other side of this driveway, and you could park cars there, you could put booths there. I know for the farmers market, they got booths on both sides. People are back here. Like I said, some people actually prefer to be directly in front of food trucks. Not sure why, they just like it. So to keep you guys from worrying about exactly what's gonna happen if, say, on the map it doesn't show a booth number, I did that on purpose because I know that we have plenty of space. I just didn't put every single number on there because I knew that I might have missed some people. I know there could be somebody who's trying to get in last minute, because at boofest Woodlands I had people literally, I had 3 people set up their booth, then came and found me and said, oh, by the way, I'm here, I really wanted to be a part of the event, I couldn't find information and whatever, here's the money. I have people who do that. I hate when people do that, but you know, it is what it is. I don't punish people. If you can't make an event, I don't punish you by telling you can't come. Things happen. We're parents out here. A lot of us are parents. A lot of us are taking care of other people. A lot of us have unexpected things to come up. So I'm not that type of person. Let's talk about parking again. I just want to make sure you understand where not to park. See that nail salon over there? Don't park in their parking spot, because they will tell you they like to stand right here on the curb where this truck is and watch for people to park over there and walk across. So don't park there. Hey, Dom. Then we got parking over here, parking in Chacho's. Don't park over here because that's the boutiques, and parking over there by FedEx and behind Burger King.